Hello, my name is Nicholas Welch, and today I'll be talking about the ethics of wildlife photo and video manipulation. I'm currently in the F19 Communications 1, English 1, Section 2 class. So, the importance of ethical nature, photo, and videos. I've always been passionate about nature because I grew up in a house that was basically in the center of a forest. I used to always walk down the hill and right to the river and then peer into this aquatic world and study that ecosystem and all the different creatures that live in there and how that differs from us on land. And when I walk further up the river, I I enter a deciduous maple forest, and then I love studying how that differed from further up where there was a coniferous forest, which is mostly pine trees and cedars. The forest fauna really changes between like those micro ecosystems, and I just love studying it, and it's just a passion of mine. And this passion never really died out, I don't think, because in high school I joined a environmental SHISM class, and SHISM stands for Specialist High Skills Major. And in this class we learned about all conservation problems, how to preserve nature, how to make sure that humans can coexist with animals and with in like a symbiotic way. But when I wanted to learn about different parts of the world, like the biomes and like deserts, like jungles, other parts of the world, obviously I went to documentaries telling me about it, and that was my base knowledge, was just the documentaries. For any other parts of the world, so I couldn't learn firsthand. And when I found out that a lot of these documentaries were showing like untrue documentation of our world, I felt really betrayed because it's what I based most of what I know in the other parts of the world on. So while writing this essay, I found that my strengths were mainly the accumulation of knowledge that I had previously from learning everything about nature, like firsthand and through SHISM class. I just had a large base of knowledge to, elaborate on all my ideas and stuff. But that comes with my weakness, which is rambling on and not phrasing stuff properly and not making my points concise. So it was kind of hard to get my point across sometimes. So, but it was kind of good that I knew that this is my weakness, so I could rewrite, edit, revise, and more than most people I think usually would, just so I can get my point across clearly. So what I found in my research about this topic, some of the key points are the demonization of species. And what this basically means is, let's say you're watching a documentary on lions. They will show you all the interesting parts about it, like them fighting other lions, fighting to get food, and trying to claim territory. So all aggressive stuff, but it's interesting. It makes it like a thriller, So it really engages the audience that's watching from their TV, and this inaccurately shows like the animal's behavior. It puts them in a bad light because they don't show their other side, like how they are in families and how they are peaceful together and how they, work together over just what you see on TV, which is just, you think it's just such an aggressive animal. And another thing that I found was manipulating truth about the species. So with this section, it's mainly, let's say if there was a herd of mountain goats, and there wasn't that many, but they took a video of it. They can photocopy, like copy a section of the herd out and paste it somewhere else, still in like the mountain where they are, just so it makes it look like there's more there, so then it's more appealing for the audience that is watching these documentaries, even though this is really falsifying the truth and is giving us an untrue image of our world. So a quote that I found for this essay goes like this. In wildlife film, Creative editing has long been used, for example, to intensify, if not fabricate, climatic scenes of predators chasing and catching prey. Because these events are extremely difficult to film in the wild, it has been tactically held that if it is a good two-shot can be attained, then in which both animals can be seen in the frame together, the other shots needed to complete the sequence could be forgivably backfilmed later with other animals. And that was written by Brosset. And if you don't know what backfilmed is, backfilm is basically, let's say you had a cheetah and a gazelle in a single frame, and then on a later date you got an image of or a video of a gazelle running away and a cheetah running away. Then you can add those together to make it seem like it was one take of the cheetah chasing the gazelle, because it goes back and forth from scenes. So it gives you the feel that even though it could be a different gazelle or a different cheetah, but they brush that over and smooth it out. So my conclusion for my research is these practices are unethical and negatively impact the ever-decaying habitats that other species living on Earth call home. So they're mainly demonizing different species, showing them in light that is not natural to them. They only show the part that's interesting for the viewer's side standpoint, something that's thrilling and makes you get excited to watch it, even though it may be far from the truth in how these animals actually live. And I don't believe that documentaries should be based around a thriller genre. I think they should solely be for educational purposes and be the truth. But that's why I think all nature documentaries should be like a window into the natural world, not just like some blockbuster movie. So in this assignment I got a deeper understanding of workplace communication. Through working this essay, making it, I got better at formulating my thoughts concisely so whoever's listening can hear me and understand what I'm trying to say. And ultimately it helped me effectively get my points across. And then last off, these are my citations. The first one is for the quote, and the second one is for proof for my point.